What's good, Raider Nation? We are heading into week 8 against the Chiefs, sitting at 2-5, and this season is just become turmoil. We want to hear you. Join the madness. Let's talk about it.
Fact is, I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in L.A. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
I think this journey is the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and then starting coaching as a young coach.
We understand what it's about. We understand Raider Nation. We understand Raider love. Since 1966, you guys have been coming to this stadium and you've been rooting this team on to victory. You've seen this team win 3 Super Bowls. You've been here through the ups. You've been here through the downs. But you never waver.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite. And as I always talk about 1% and more is required, and I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to Monday Night Madness. Spicy Raider Girl here with my co-host, Scotty Waddy, Raider One. We are heading into week 8, and the season is so far a huge disappointment. We're going to talk about it. We're going to try to start with some highs. We always want to start with some highs here. Some of the topics for tonight are going to be the standout players, Mad Max, 3rd all-time in sacks for the Raiders. Who's been signed? Who's been released? Mock draft already? Yep. And home field advantage in Arrowhead West, they call it. Woo! You're going to get into it. We want to hear from you, though. So remember, the backstage link is pinned to the top. If you want to join the madness, hit the link. Join us backstage. If you're camera shy, you can also call in, and we'll put the call-up number here in a little bit. Remember, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, join to become a member. And we are going to bring in our very own Omar into the show. He's going to join us for this show. He's got lots to say. What's good, Omar?
What's going on, you guys? Man, struggle is real right now. Tell you that.
Real.
I have totally reevaluated my expectations. I've reset them, for this season. So it's been crazy. I've missed all the on-air talk that I didn't have my vessel to vent these last few weeks. So I've had to just ride it out and work. But, man, it's heartbreaking thus far, man.
We're gonna get into all of that in just a second. If you're playing along with us, the drinking game alert is fix it. You know what to do if you're playing along with us. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat real quick. Sacktown Raider Mike, what's good with you? Fishing Game, A Terry, April in the building. What's good? What's good with you? Jay, come on over to YouTube. Join us on YouTube if you're watching over on Facebook, everyone. And Mother Moon, of course. So let's start, we've been trying to start the show, with some standout players. So, of course, we got to talk about Mad Max. Let me get his little graphic up here. Mad Max becomes the 3rd all-time in sacks for the Raiders. So I just want to give him his love. Let me just say this, man. Look at the names on this list. Max is nowhere near slowing down, right? 58, Howie Long at 84. I know that's a big gap, but Mad Max isn't slowing down. So I just want to give him his props and treat this man like a national treasure. Don't even put anything out in the universe. You guys got anything for Max?
Good job, Max. Let's do this, man. Hey, keep pushing.
Yeah, man. Just, keep that energy. We need it. he all we got right now. So,
Yeah. No, honestly, I'm just tuning in now to like root for Max and hope he gets a sack, at least one sack every game. That's like literally all I'm rooting for at this point.
yeah.
Only thing that's making it interesting at this point.
I'm also rooting on Brock Bowers. I got to give my man some props because he out there breaking rookie records as a tight end too. So, or setting records. So I'm loving him as well, man. Between him and Max, they get, they're the last hope right now.
Omar's eager. He's way ahead of me. Jumped right into it. 43 receptions, most receptions by a tight end in the first 7 games since 2000. So the Telesco's pick here at in this year's draft is proving to be a good one. When's the last time you guys can remember the Raiders really having a really good draft pick?
Khalil Mack. I think he was the last good first-round pick we made since, like I say, it's been between him and now Brock. I don't think there's been one this good since.
Scotty?
It's got to be Khalil Mack. Was that 2014, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. I don't know. You want to count Josh Jacobs? I don't know. I like Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we count him? Because he's gone?
Yeah.
I think Josh Jacobs was a good first-round pick. I just don't think he is as good as a first-round pick as Brock Bowers. That's all. If I had to, grade them, and we still need to see Brock for a couple of more years, I would still say Khalil Mack 1, and I'll put Brock Bowers as 2 right now. I mean, it took JJ, a couple of years to go for the rushing title. Now, if he would have done that in his rookie year, maybe I probably would feel differently, but he didn't. And then, like I say, so we'll see, you know what I mean? But right now, I still have Brock as a better first-round pick thus far. I mean, you guys saw me when we made the pick. I was like, oh, no, this kid, from just what I saw in college. And I have to say he's going to continue because he's come right in on a bad team. On a bad team with no, you know what I mean? I don't even have to go further than that. On a very bad offense and shine. I mean, you put a better quarterback there, and I think he would shine even brighter. So.
All right. And of course, we all saw the game yesterday. We saw what happened. The quarterback race has come to an end. We're going to be riding out Minshew, it looks like. And of course, that's because we saw that Aiden O'Connell was injured yesterday with a fractured thumb, I believe it was. He'll be out for 6 to 8 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. So basically the remainder of the season, it's still early. I guess it just seems like it's so late in the season. So what do you guys think? Does it matter?
No.
Here we go. For it to matter, I like to just kind of be positive. For it to matter, we need to change play callers. And that, in my mind, nothing is really going to matter. I just think, at this point.
I think that's a consensus at this point.
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of disagree. Is Getsy great? I don't know. Look what he has to work with. I mean, you're calling plays for guys that can't throw the ball and guys that can't catch the ball. Guys can't really even run the ball. I
think some of the
he has had some questionable play calls, especially on third down. But I mean, look at the talent that he's working with.
I mean, well, let's just look at AOC the last 5 games of last season under an inexperienced offensive coordinator, and AOC, who was a rookie in a turmoil going on in the organization, looked way better than he did than the brief moments we've seen him this season. The line looked a lot better last season with worse players in my mind.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's a fact that zone blocking is not working with them very well. The power blocking has been working a lot. So why not? That's what I'm saying. Why not even go with the hot hand? He won't even do that. I gotta say, Getsy has a lot to do with it, and the quarterbacks. But like I say, I think Minshew is showing us that he's a backup quarterback. He can come in strong, but he can't really maintain it. But at the same time, he is not getting any help, I don't think, out of Getsy because, number one, remember what I was saying early on? we need a running game. And to not have a consistent running game, that's Getsy, man. I look at my timeline and everyone can predict where we're going to run the ball. That's pure Getsy right there.
100%.
And each one of these quarterbacks are good enough to carry the team, especially without a running game. So that's why I say Getsy has a lot to do with it, because if you're going to be one, I don't even think Tom Brady could be successful in this one-dimensional offense that we have right now. I mean, literally, it's that bad, and it makes it very easy to defend. So that's how it is in my mind, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily think you're wrong, but again, there's not a lot there to work with. So I guess my thought is trying to, take this one man's, put this one man's head on a stake when, we're looking at trash kind of all around. I mean, like, it's all bad. That's all I'm saying. So what do you guys make of this signing here?
I'd rather have seen Carter Bradley. I mean, I would have rather seen what the kid has. It is what it is. To me, it just says we're just going to see more Minshew. That's all that means to me.
Yeah, I don't understand why Carter Bradley wasn't given the nod, but who knows? There's a lot of strange things going on.
I guess we're speechless here. Nothing to
well,
say.
And I was going to just finish and say, hey, Ritter, please prove me wrong. I would love to eat crow. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, this kid, he comes in and lights it up. He's still young. I think Ritter is like 25 or something like that. But hey, if he could prove me wrong, I would love to come back on the show and say, damn, I was wrong. Doodle is lighting it up. That would be awesome. But I doubt it.
All right, let's say what's up to some of these peeps in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Rick, all the way from Hawaii. Aloha, Spicy, Scotty, Omar, and Raider Nation. Thank you for being a subscriber to this channel, a member of this channel. We appreciate you. Alex Raider 35. Brock is generational, most definitely. Larry Fleming. JJ was a bit unstable, but he flashed here and there during his tenure with the Raiders. Speaking of Josh Jacobs, of course, as we were speaking of Josh earlier. Raiders till death. Just imagine if we had a QB. Yeah, I mean, we definitely need that. That's for sure. But it's unfortunate that the other pieces are falling apart while we try to figure this QB situation out, because now we're left without a wide receiver. We're left without a running back. And so there's a lot of pieces there that are missing. Raider Paul, we kept this clown and didn't draft a QB. AP is trash. Okay. I mean, I don't know that AP necessarily has so much to do with that, but I feel you. There's a lot of those little trash cans to give out. That's all I can say. Lil ass boy cannot see over the line and almost has about less than 2 seconds to throw the damn ball.
And I just want to comment on, because I've seen a lot of Raider fans are upset with AP, and you know what? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. But I gotta say though, and I mentioned this to you guys. What was AP's vision? This Minshew and Getsy was not AP's vision for the offense. We all know this. Who was in our locker room the last game of last season? Who was there?
AOC?
No, the quarterback in Washington that we all just knew AP wanted. He was in the locker room.
Don't get me started on
last game.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I disagree with you. Can't have your vision of somebody that's not on your team. Your vision can't be based on someone that you can't attain.
But if you're not the GM and you say, hey, if I'm your GM and you tell me, hey, I want this player, I want this
they couldn't get him. They couldn't trade to get him.
No, and I'm gonna say, no, here, you take this and take this. It ain't what you wanted.
No, it wasn't an option. It's not like he said take Minshew over him. It wasn't an option.
Cliff Kingsbury was in the building, and we didn't want to pay him, so we had to So AP had to get Plan B, which was Getsy.
Yep.
AP doesn't make up the decision on how much they're willing to pay someone. That's Telesco.
Okay, well, that point I agree with, but
that's what I'm talking about.
You can't have your vision based off a quarterback that you haven't, that is not on your team. You can't have a vision based off that.
What I'm saying is, if you go to your GM, who's supposed to be the person to get you what you want, Telesco said that. He said it in the press conference. I know what AP, I'm going to help build this team around. We all talked about the culture AP was bringing. Telesco knew what he wanted.
Oh yeah, well we got the bait and switch on that one too, but I don't even get me started on that.
But my whole point is, people blame AP for that. AP is not the person who signs the contracts. He's not the one. He's not the one. Washington, Chicago, and Washington said, nope, we're not trading our pick. So there goes his quarterback now, and that's not
his quarterback. It was never his quarterback. You can't have a vision of someone that's not on your team. You got to build your vision of someone you can attain.
I mean, that's tomato.
I will say this. It's certainly hard to coach. It's certainly hard to coach quarterbacks that have no talent. It's certainly hard to get wins when the quarterback can't throw and nobody can catch.
AP wanted a franchise quarterback and did not get it.
Everyone wants one.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
And he had his choice. Right?
No.
Was his choice there? Nope. He
Right.
had his choice of offensive coordinator. Was that there? Yes, but they didn't want to pay him. That's my only point, is that we knew what he wanted. It was very obvious what he wanted going into the offseason. He didn't get it. He's trying to make lemonade out of lemons. Okay. And that's my only defense. He's made some bad calls. I mean, we all know that too. But I'm at least saying part of the reason why we're here is that man didn't get what he wanted. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well,
like I said, I don't think AP's
you can't.
Anyways, I don't think AP's been calling the shots this season at all.
That could be true. That could be true.
I'll say this, Omar. I agree with the fact that you can't really have, AP's only can coach with what he's working with. And clearly those quarterbacks aren't good enough to win. We all know that. But your argue about his vision was a quarterback that was never attainable there's no legs on that. I mean, they weren't able to get him. So you can't be like, oh, I can't run my vision because I didn't get a quarterback that we can't get.
They weren't even able to get anything close to him.
All right. Time out.
It makes no sense.
Well, I mean, if you don't want it to make sense to you, then it's not. It makes perfect sense to me.
I can sit here.
I go to my boss and I tell him what I need to do this job and I don't get it. Okay.
You can't get it. It wasn't attainable. It's not like they said no. It wasn't attainable to get. Like, you can't just go and be like, oh, I want the CEO of this company, and the guy on the CEO of the company is not attainable, and be like, well, then I can't do my job. Like, you have to go with what you work with. You can't say my vision is based off of a CEO that's not available.
All right. Can I time you guys out here?
I know what I'm saying. I know what AP was saying, that, hey, without a quarterback, what did he say? I mean, he made a direct statement and completely got exactly what he said he didn't want. And he spoke to it in the offseason. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, you know what? It is what it is, and it's evident on the field, amongst everything else that's gone wrong this damn season.
And I'm with you. I mean, you can't blame all the coaching on him because there's not a good quarterback. That part I'll agree with. But to sit there and say, my vision was something that's unattainable, like, that's not the vision then.
No, but part of his vision, like I say, was a total different offensive coordinator. And we got the B coordinator. We didn't get the A coordinator that he wanted. And that's a part of the issue as well. Because I think this offense would look even better with Cliff Kingsbury with the same players. I think it would look a lot better.
Yeah, it'd look a lot better if I was the OC.
So, I mean, like I say, that's a part of his vision that he did not get. Yeah, and they were not going to trade the pick. Neither was the Bears. So it was no way for him to get Jayden Daniels, but Jayden Daniels was in the building. Like I said, up until the draft, you couldn't. I'm like, hell yeah, we're going to get Jayden Daniels, but
I can't. I'm going to tell you something. I can't subscribe to we couldn't get Jayden Daniels either. Everything's got a price. I don't subscribe to that either.
I can't even speak to that. If someone tells you no, that they're no, and if I was Washington, obviously saying no worked out well for them.
Right.
So.
Well, can I get into my thought process here? What I think is going on here?
Go for it. You want center stage, Scotty? We'll give you center stage.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm onto something here. I really do. Bear with me for a second. I'm gonna try to make it not long-winded, but I think I figured this Raider plan out.
Oh God, hold on.
No,
Get
hang
comfy.
on.
I'm getting comfy. I'm getting comfy.
Bear with me. It has absolutely nothing to do with this season, by the way, because I've said it since week 3 that this season is over. But here's the thing that I'm looking at, and I had to go all the way back. Now, last week we did a show, Spicy, and it wasn't official that Tom Brady was the official owner yet. That happened a day or two after the fact, after we came on, that is. So I'm sitting here all week and I'm thinking, why does Tom Brady want part of the Raiders? Nobody's been able to answer that question yet, but I think I might have a theory on what it might be, and I'm going to tell you what it is. So if you look at who is the best head coach and quarterback duo in the NFL right now, guys? Easy, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Yep.
If there was a duo that could beat them in recent history, who would it be? Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. That's who it would be.
Or Tom Brady and anyone, as he proved.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So here's my thing. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes have something in common. They both have hella tight ends. I'm talking about New England's Tom Brady, Gronkowski, and Kelsey. When Tom Brady went to Tampa, he brought out of retirement Gronkowski, won a Super Bowl. All of a sudden, we're over here drafting Michael Myers, the best tight end in that class, who had accolades and all kinds of stuff. And now we just drafted the stud tight end that, why did we do it? We needed a quarterback. Why didn't we get a quarterback? We needed this. We got a tight end. Oh, well, it was the best on the board. Okay. I'm starting to see a little bit of a pattern here. So why does Tom Brady, who has nothing to do with the Raiders, want part of the Raiders? I got an idea for you. I think Tom Brady's been running this team for a couple years now. Remember why did he choose that asshole over me? Talking about Derek Carr. Remember that a couple years ago? Remember all the Patriots players coming over here all of a sudden? Okay. So why does Tom Brady want a piece of the Raiders? He can't play no more. Okay. He's 47 years old. Well, guess what? Tom Brady is considered the GOAT. Who is the only player that could possibly catch him right now?
Mahomes.
Mahomes. What division does Mahomes play in?
We're with you, Scotty. Come on. The suspense.
That's where I'm at. This is what I think this is really about. I'm not saying that Belichick is going to come back and coach, but it is curious that he sat out for a year until Tom Brady has Shedeur Sanders coaching him, signed under his apparel label, and all of a sudden, Belichick isn't coaching anymore. He's taken the year off, or I don't know if he's retired. He's doing some TV stuff. Tom Brady all of a sudden wants part of the Raiders, who happen to be in the. How can you get another team stopped faster than within the same division? That's my theory. That's why I think Tom Brady's here, and that's why everybody keeps talking about this Shedeur Sanders. That's fine. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter. We need a quarterback, period. I don't care who it is at this point. Somebody's got to help. But I think that's why Tom Brady wants to be here. I don't see any other reason why he would. Why would Mark Davis give up 10% of his cash cow that he's got with the Raiders? For what? Doesn't make sense. Why not keep it? He didn't need owners. He's got money. He's got 31 teams buying his stadium. Why Tom Brady? Tom Brady ain't got nothing to do Ain't got nothing to do with the Raiders.
Did you answer it or did I miss it?
Did you answer what? Did I answer it?
Yeah.
Did
I'm not sure I got the why.
Because Patrick Mahomes is the only one that can catch Tom Brady in the foreseeable future.
Oh, you're saying he wants to put the block on Mahomes? That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I didn't follow that part.
And I think that he
bought a better team. He should have bought the Bills.
but he has a relationship. But he has a relationship with Mark Davis. The Broncos ain't going anywhere. The Chargers ain't going nowhere. The Raiders just got a brand new stadium. They can rebuild this thing. They can put it together.
See,
he's got a drawing board.
I'm with who is this right here? That Mark Davis got a man crush. and that's why he's doing it. I think Mark Davis is just like all the rest when Tom Brady was playing. I think he's starstruck. I think he thinks having Tom Brady around is I got the greatest of all time as ownership.
Mark Davis has a love affair with the Patriots. We've already known that.
I think that's it. I've seen people talk about bringing in Belichick, and I'm like, Belichick crashed and burned when Tom Brady left. You know what I mean? Belichick is nothing without Tom Brady, and just like we need a quarterback, I don't care who the coach is. Without a quarterback, especially if he's a defensive mind without a good offensive coordinator, we're going to be right where we are right now.
Well, Al Davis didn't want to hire Belichick back in 1998 when he applied for the head coaching position.
Yes, he did.
Well, he didn't because he was a defensive minded.
Sorry, I'm answering the question on the screen.
Oh, he didn't because he was a defensive minded coach, and Al Davis didn't want that.
Yep. And like I said, I don't think we would even be having a conversation about Belichick if it wasn't for Tom Brady.
Correct.
That's why Tom went somewhere else and won a Super Bowl. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Belichick ever saw the playoffs again after Tom Brady left.
No. But when Tom Brady won that Super Bowl down in Tampa, for all intents and purposes, he was running the Patriots offense down there. And who did he take with him?
I think it was his. I mean, we saw Peyton Manning do that. Take his whole playbook with him and say, "This is what I do well." And hey, they found the coordinator that can help him run that offense. And same thing I think happened down in Tampa. You're right.
It may be a little bit crazy.
Tom Brady's offense, not the Patriots' offense.
Well, yeah, you could say that. It may be a little bit crazy. It may sound like, damn, that's a hell of a conspiracy theory. But look at all the pieces that they're putting together.
Yeah,
it's all leading to this is how we want to do this.
Well, we were excited early in the season about having two tight ends. We were supposed to see heavy sets a lot, and then we lost Myers after game 3, and he's not going to be back for another 3 games. You know, that was supposed to be a part of what was going to help this offense, and it came and went. You know what I mean? So
again, like I said, but we have put those pieces in motion already, because that's how those two teams run their offenses is through those tight ends.
I mean,
look what we just
did. Look at KC. Their star receiver, let's just say, is a tight end. I mean,
yes, exactly.
I think we see a lot of that in the league too. And I'm not on that level. Theory.
Not on that level though.
Well, I think you got to have the player. Well, I think the level is going to be dictated by the player. We got the players.
That's my point. Look who we just went out and got. That's exactly my point. Look who we just went out and got. There was other players out there. Everybody was expecting something way different. Nobody saw Brock Bowers going to the Raiders.
Uh-oh, we got a call.
Let's do it.
Let's welcome to the show. Thanks for joining the madness. We always love talking to this guy. Squid in the building. What's good, Squid?
What's going on?
What's going on? Sound off. The floor is yours.
Hey, first off, Scotty, I like where your head is at, man. It's a little different, but I can see that in Brady. He's that petty and that type of person that he would go, fuck it. If this is what it takes to keep Mahomes from taking my spot, I'll be the one to stop it.
You talking about the dude that went and took out a half pound of pressure in the goddamn balls to win some games. Come on, man. You think he ain't petty? Come on.
No, I agree. I mean, it's definitely But so to me, what happened to Jack Jones? Where did last season's Jack Jones go? This man trailed somebody 10 yards before he tried to make a tackle. Like he was running with him for 10 yards. Like what?
I don't think I'm not gonna say we're tanking, but I don't think we're giving it our best to win this year. I think the plan is Shedeur Sanders. That's what I'm saying. And I think the team is exhausted. I don't think the team knows that, look, we got a bigger plan than what you guys got out here on the field. They don't know that.
I think your exhausted statement is figuratively and literally because the offense can't keep the defense on the sideline.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just watching him play. I'm like, where did someone called him Marcus Peters 2.0? I was like, damn, it's kind of fucked up, but it's true. Like making just bad choices. Like I'm hoping that you're right, but then I feel for people like Max, someone that will never do that. That when he gives every single play. Like, I mean, if this is what it takes to get a quarterback, I mean, I'm still going to want to win every game. I don't care. Sorry, I get it. Tanking and getting a quarterback is probably better for us in the long haul, but we're gonna mess around. And we're gonna mess around and beat Kansas City this week because that's the shit that we do.
That's
like, I mean, it's in our MO.
The truth is, we don't even have to tank for a quarterback. That's I got a list right here: Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, whatever his name is, Cam Ward, Carson Beck, Jalen Milroe, my dude out of LSU, and Dylan Gabriel. Those are just like top 8 quarterbacks that are out there available. We're gonna make that. I think I'm pretty damn sure we're gonna make one of those quarterbacks. But I think the play is to get Shedeur.
I only have 3 on my list.
Him, so and he's talked to Mark Davis, but only reason why I can't buy it because hey, last year Jaden Daniels was in the building and we didn't get him, so I'll believe it when we pick it.
Hey, and I'm being a little facetious here, Omar, but we didn't know how to cheat as well as Tom Brady knows how to.
hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So hey, I'm with you.
Thank
Bring
you.
some of that cheating magic with you, bro. Okay.
I just think from everything, and again, I'm not a college football fanatic, but the only 2 that my name that keep appearing to me is Cam Ward Cam Ward out of Miami and Shedeur. And just because of the drama that surrounds Sounders, I wouldn't touch him. I get it. Who your dad is, and I know that impacts it, but seeing what Cam Ward has been able to do in Miami, and it's nice to see as a college football fan of just the game. It's good for the Canes to be back in it, competitive. Something about them just back and playing good football. It's nice.
I got a solution. Let's try to get all the top draft picks we can possibly get and just select all quarterbacks and see which one we can plug in.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, that's brilliant. I love that idea.
We need to not worry about the draft. We need to call up Detroit and go get my goddamn guy, Hendon Hooker. He's just back there sitting. He's going to waste away because golf ain't going nowhere. So we need to make that call.
But he is, though. He can sit for a couple years and then take Goff's spot.
Yeah,
I mean, I know, right? Making sense. My bad, Omar.
You're killing my dreams, Quinn. I've been talking about Hendon Hooker, ever since he was in Tennessee. So I was mad we didn't get him because he was there, and I think
well, that's another thing. Spencer Rattler was there. Hendon Hooker was there.
Hey,
there was a couple other people there.
Passing on Spencer Rattler may not have been a bad thing from what I read about him because he played bad and he was still snapping at his coach and shit. I was like, whoa, maybe that's why they passed on him. I had heard he had some, he had attitude, but having attitude and then having a bad attitude, you know what I mean, is very different.
The thing is, you don't know what the player's going to do. You can say Bryce Young all you want, but if you had put him in a great system, he may be the next, thing since sliced bread. All those factors depend, so you don't know what could have worked out where and how,
And that's
right. Yeah.
I'm hoping that it works out with Myers, because one thing that's going to hurt is, to me, I'm trying to think of offensive rookies. And obviously, we're a lot bit biased, but Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the game as a rookie. And I tell my friends that I'm like, and I'm not even, just look at the stats. Stats tell you this, not, and this is with, who do we have at quarterback? Like, this isn't comparing him to other tight end, like rookies. It's tight ends, period. He's by far the best tight end in the league. And he's not going to get offensive rookie of the year. I'm a realist. I know it's not going to happen, but if he keeps it going, if he does, I think he deserves it. If he keeps this streak up, which I don't see him stopping.
He's a Raider. That automatically disqualifies.
Yeah. And then it's funny. I do appreciate that last week when we talked about on here, pretty much just said fuck Devontae, and then I was like, "Are you serious? That's how you feel?" I was like, "Yeah, I have it on record that I was talking about it." And then like he's gone the next day. I was like, "It's not personal. It's just I don't do prima donnas. It's not who we are." So, but no, normal frustrations. Right note, we're going to New Orleans. It's official. Me and the wife are going to travel down. So I'm excited for that.
I might. I don't do any type of drugs, but I might get tickets for that game because it's fairly close to me.
Hey, Scotty, I'll be there. So let's all get together.
You know what? I might go just because you guys are going this year.
You gonna be there, Omar?
I don't look. I make my plans at the beginning of the year before there's a record, and my whole thing is I keep them no matter what. I'm like Squid. I hate seeing us lose, but I gotta cheer for them, and I keep my damn plans, man. I do not change it at all. So
a lot of that for me is just gonna be, hang out with the wife. But obviously, I'm in New Orleans. I'm gonna go to the game. But so I'm gonna minimize, like they tailgate, and maybe the night before we'll do something. But I'm just excited. I mean, I've been in New Orleans once. It's a blast. It's a very welcoming city too. It's a good fan base out there. Like from what I've heard, everybody say it's a respectable, good group of fans. So I'm excited.
I haven't had a bad time in New Orleans yet.
So, no, just
outside of game day.
I just want to go on. I just want to go on record now that if I go to New Orleans, it's to hang out with you guys, not to actually.
Wow.
Yeah, don't even go to the game. Just find a cool place to watch it on TV. A cool watch party out there.
It's a lot less stressful.
I got a lot better things to do with my money.
But no, that's really, not wrong. Like I said, the team sucks, but the fan base you don't question.
Sure.
The hanging out, the seeing everybody going. It's what keeps me around. To be honest with you, you're not made to keep watching your team suck for years and years and years. It's the camaraderie, just the pride that we have in the nation. That I'm not Devontae. I'm not quitting on the team.
I see what you did there.
I'm petty. Like someone asked me,
I do hope Devontae is second string AP though. I do. I mean, that's all we need for a second round pick.
I'll take that.
I'm at least rooting for that. Other than that, I don't think the Jets are going anyways.
Do I consider him a full on Raider? I was like, I don't know if I do. I'm not going to say he's Randy Moss or nothing or AB, but I just didn't like. I don't know. Something about him just didn't click the whole time. I get it. I get he wanted a ring, but it is what it is.
Yep.
But no, that's it. I'm gonna jump out and let whoever else wants to, but just want to jump on for a second.
We appreciate you.
We always appreciate you calling in. Have a great night, Squid.
See you in NOLA, bro.
See you.
All right, shout out. Remember, if you're watching over on Facebook, join us over on YouTube, even for just a minute. Come over, light that torch, hit that like button. And if you want to join the show, the Backstage Pass is linked, pinned to the top. And if you're camera shy, I'll put the number out there, 510-394-4409, if you want to call in and talk about any of our hot takes or maybe some of your own. We already talked about the standout players, so again, shout out to Mad Max and Brock. Signed and released. We want to talk about some of the release players today as well, guys, before we move on.
Can I back up a little bit?
You sure can.
As far as standout players, I thought Trayvon Merrick had a really good game too. And so did Divine Diablo. 2 games in a row for Diablo after coming back off of injury. Those guys look really sharp out there, man.
And you know what? Penalties aside, though, I still like our guard JPJ, man. That rookie.
Look, I can look. DJ Glaze and JPJ didn't have a great game, but you know what? I can take that from rookies learning systems, getting into NFL speed. I can dig that. I'm not mad at that at all. You know, I'm not throwing him away at all. You know,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
he makes a mistake.
And
Really quick, hold that thought. I just want to shout out CJDM. He says, "Evening, new to the channel. Thanks for finding us, man. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for finding us. Go ahead, guys."
I was gonna say that's the only positive I can give Telesco right now is at least I think he hit on his first 3 picks, and I don't know when that's happened in a while. I think his other off-season moves, short of Wilkins, you know, like I say, I think he's done some questionable things and put AP in a little bad spot here a little bit. But hey, the man can draft. I'm gonna say that right now. The man can draft. So let's see what else.
I mean, you know, I'll take it for year one. I mean, I can't complain about the draft at all. We got 3 starters out there right now: JPJ, Glaze, and Bowers. You know, hey, that's pretty good, I think, by any team's standards.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get to some of these commenters, guys. There's a lot of great comments that were in here. I want to make sure to give everyone their say. Luis, what's good? He says, "What's up? How you guys feel about the Raiders signing this new quarterback here?" We did talk about that a little bit, but you guys just want to touch on it?
I'm laughing. And I said it earlier in the show. I hope Desmond Ridder proves me wrong. I mean, but he couldn't even make Arizona as a backup. He was on the practice squad. Yeah.
Well, I liked your point, Omar, earlier, and I think some commenters said this as well. Is like, why not just move up our practice squad quarterback and give that guy a chance?
Let Carter Bradley do his thing, man. I mean, let's see what the kid has. So, I mean, he didn't look that bad when I watched him in the preseason game. He threw a pick, but shit, everybody threw picks. So, and Ritter's career, he's thrown a lot of picks. That's why he's not a starter anymore. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like I say,
I just want to piggyback off of what Squid said and mention an event I went to yesterday, because like he said, it's all about camaraderie. It's all about Raider Nation. It's all about being out there with the fans and the people. I went to the Raider Dad event at 8 Lounge inside of Resorts World yesterday. It was a great event. We had a couple. Jay Schrader was there. Some other Raiders alumni. They had the Raiderettes in the building. Lots of great raffles, including a bunch of autographed merch, sweet tickets, and what else? They had a photo booth and just good networking. Actually, a lot of good networking. Also, Woodson Whiskey was donating portions of their cocktail sales to Raider Dad as well. If you want to contribute to them, find them. They're on all social media platform. So shout out to you, Josh. The event was awesome, and looking forward to more of your events.
Dope. Some of these comments, I think Adrian made a comment to me somewhere in there.
Well, if you could put them up. There's 2. I don't know what you're looking at. There's really too many. So
I was being funny.
Feel free to interact.
I was just being funny.
I couldn't. What'd you say?
She put on there, "You look gorgeous" or something. I was like, oh, I think she's talking about me.
Oh yes, Mama. I think she is talking about you, Scotty.
She might be. You never know. Hey.
You might be. You never know. You're blushing a little bit. Mama, of course. No. We love Mama Adrian. She's a former Raiderette. She's been on our show, I think, 3 times. And so if you haven't seen it, go over to For Life, our Raiderettes Roundtable to check out all our interviews with former Raiderettes as well. I think you're onto something there, Scotty.
You know what? Yes.
I mean, she wasn't specific.
No, there's another. She says that you are beautiful, Scott. That's all.
Oh, there you go. See,
we can turn off all the other comments. We can just stick with Adrian.
We'll just leave that one up. Here, smile real big, screenshot it.
My number is
not in blushing.
Open it up.
I love it. Let's see some more comments in here. CJDM, we need some receivers. Can't be just Bowers. Hopefully Myers comes back next week. Well, I don't think he's going to come back that soon, but I agree. Yeah, definitely need more targets. And obviously,
I think he's talking about Mayer. Myers the tight end. Wait, no. Meyer is the receiver. Yeah, Mayer is the tight end. Jesus Christ, I mix them up. Never mind, CJ. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's all good. But yeah, you saw, part of having Devontae gone though. We saw that right away. I mean, Brock has been targeted a lot more since he left.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if anybody understands this logic that I'm about to make.
Oh, geez, here we
But-
go. I'm ready.
No, this is about the game. This is about the game yesterday. The Rams are that bad that why weren't they just double and tripling Bowers? They were just letting them get like they're that bad, but we still lost. How does that work? Like, why
They're
aren't they
one-dimensional? That's why. Because
That's
they
what
don't have
I'm
to worry
saying.
about the run. If you
Why
don't have to worry
do they
about the
not-
running game, you don't have to play us honest. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
that's what
You can just
Why didn't they double and triple team Bowers? I couldn't understand that. Like, it was the only thing we got, and they weren't doing it. I was like, how does that make sense?
and still won. All they
You
did
know,
was wait
speaking
for us
of-
to
let's-
make mistakes.
Why don't we chat about? Sorry, what'd you say?
I said all they did was wait for us to make mistakes, which we did.
Oh, well,
Oh,
they
for
had
sure.
two quarterbacks on the
What-
field.
What do you think about? Let's chat about. We've got about 15 minutes here. Let's chat about the decision. This is a coaching decision, right? Let's chat about the decision to not go for the touchdown on 4th down. Do we agree with that or disagree with that? I heavily disagree with that call.
I would have done. You want to go, Scott? I would have went for it, but I understand why he didn't, and I saw that his plan worked. But again, why he didn't go for it? Same reason when he got our offense the ball back after kicking the field goal. Same thing. What they do? Throw interception. I mean,
Yeah,
Well, but that's the thing, though, and that's why I thought they should have gone for it. Because if you're in a position where you're that close, we already know they're not scoring touchdowns. So if you get that close, I think you got to take the chance. Because what makes them think that they're going to get it back and have to go the duration of the field to get one? I think if you're that close, you got to try. It's weird logic because of what we're working with. That's not like normal football logic because we're not like a normal good football team. So sometimes I think you just got to look and say, you know what, our weakness is obviously scoring touchdowns. Our weakness is being able to drive the length of the football field. So that's why I wouldn't that's why I wouldn't have given up that opportunity. But even then, even if they would have went for it, essentially they would have had to score 2 quarterbacks to get the 2-point conversion. So then you're like, okay, you can even score 1 quarterback, and now we're expecting you to score 2 of them back to back.
Yeah.
So
That's why I think that, and it can go both ways. At the end of the day, what he didn't fail. Not going for it didn't fail because he got at least the 3 points. We needed 2 scores there. So it was 8 points. Now, if it was a 7-point thing, then I would have said he was wrong. But since it was 8 points, he got some of it and said the defense can do its job, and they did. They got the ball right back. Gardner Minshew can't score from 2 yards from the 2-inch line. He can't score from 90 yards, but he can't score from any goddamn where. So he did. I don't think it was the wrong call. It could have gone. It could have gone both ways, but I don't think it was a wrong call. And at the end of the day, that wasn't a defining moment in the game. It might have been those goddamn interceptions and fumbles. How about that? But it's just
the list is long.
Yes.
That's what won the game for the Rams. The Rams, we did. We just gave the Rams. I mean, literally.
I talked to my boy in LA who's a Rams fan, and we talked before the game, and we said, which one of our teams sucks the most? And I said, well, we're gonna find out. And then at the end of the game, I was like, you guys tried really hard to give us that game, and I don't know why. And at the end of the day, we didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
That's the storyline there. They wanted to give it to us.
All right, we got somebody backstage. We're going to bring him on, a friend of the show, always somebody that's so fun to talk to. Welcome, my friend Rafa in the building. What's good, yo?
What's up, everybody? Good afternoon, good evening.
Hey, the floor is yours. What's on your mind?
Oof, because after that I just saw between for Las Vegas Raiders versus Los Angeles Rams, I think because it sounds very weird, but it seems that we have it enough of this because new team, the same old defense, and you remind because it's something that I was watching between for like a festival of field goals. I mean, what I was like at doing like at a play-by-play is what's gonna happen today between for the touchdown. I mean, Brock Bowers, Alexander Madison. I mean, unique performance, but between for Aiden O'Connor and the Gardner Minshew, still no improvements. I mean, if we need something to take care of it, and right now we just signed for Desmond Ridder, which is for Atlanta Falcons and the Arizona Cardinals. but I think it sounds like very might be risky at all. But it seems that it all depends for Gardner Minshew, Carter Bradley, and Desmond Ray player. I mean, if we got something like much anticipation or go for like the hype, or goes for the armor technique, because some quarterbacks have a better armor technique, some it doesn't happen. But it's something that really important about like the destination of that team, because if they want to get like a new balance, if they want to execute a good game, I mean, we're not the only one. I mean, who's ever anything. I mean, we're not the only one, but we're long in whatever it takes right now. But it seems that we had a great chance to go by anything, but if we had a 2% of the chances to go to the playoffs, it's not that very easy at all. But very important to see, if we want to get improved for the defense, let the youngsters get the job done, just like Brock Bowers, Alexander Madison, and let the veterans take care of their job, between for the quarterback situation. But the rest of that, it became like a for disaster. Because after that, I just saw it like almost there for like very close to get like a touchdown by Brock Bowers and Alexander Madison. I mean, the issue about this, because Daniel Carlson is very good, but 5 field goals in the whole game, I mean, that's really insane. But we haven't said it enough. I mean, we just have like the same playbook, the same BS and everything. But if we need to get improved right now, because the next week is going to be really tough at all.
Now, last week you said that you think there was still hope for the season. Do you still think that there's hope for the season after yesterday's game?
Well, probably, because, when it comes for like the team goes 2 wins and 5 loses, I don't think it's gonna be really safe to keep like the faith enough. I mean, we just did the story like before all these years, and all the Rivera Nation, they just really get tired to get loose. And I mean, it happens before, it happens like on this moment, but it seems that if they need to take care, if they need to repair like the mentality, just like before, I mean, that could be anything different.
Yeah, I can't see us. We got 7 games down. We have 10 games to go. I can't see us going 8-2. I can't see us going 7-3. I can't see us going 6-4. I just don't see it for the rest of the season. I don't see that happening. And we're gonna at least need 10 games to get a wild card shot. And I don't see us going 7-3 for the rest of the season. So I don't know. I think, like I said, I said it after week 3. I think the season's over. I said
week 0.
Yeah. I don't think that we can turn that around like that. Not in that fashion.
I mean, losing 3 starters on the defense, 2 of which are on the defensive line, which is the heart, soul, and the strength of this team, that makes it really hard. And then seeing what we're doing on offense, still can't run the ball. It's going to be a long season. Because at this point, we should have saw some improvement, measured at least improvement.
No, it's getting worse, not better.
Right.
And we have 10. Can you believe we have 10 weeks left of this? I mean, we're just 7 in. 10 weeks of this, and every week it seems to be getting worse. And let's talk about, Rafa, you're welcome to stay with us if you want. Let's look forward to the game against the Chiefs. As we all know, the Chiefs are coming into Allegiant Stadium. There is, again, obviously never any home field advantage. They've even dubbed it Arrowhead West. What do you think the performance is going to be like by the Raiders? The Chiefs are 6-0. They're bound to lose one. The Raiders tend to snatch one here and there. My prediction is, though, I don't think the Chiefs are going to let that happen. They got blindsided when they underestimated the Raiders Christmas of last year. I don't think they're going to be blindsided again. I think they're going to come in even stronger and want that 7-0 and not let the Raiders kind of have their way with them. That's my prediction. I'd like to say they're not going to go 7-0 because that's a tall order. But I just think they're going to be ready and hungry. What do you guys think?
I think that. Go ahead.
I think it's very difficult to see really good enough. But I know at this point, because it seems that it's gonna be like a trap game, because the Kansas City Chiefs are undefeatable since they have 6 wins and no losses. And don't be expected, because I know that game could be like a trap, it could be like an upset. Remember the last time on Christmas Day, we just beat against Kansas City Chiefs along with Aiden O'Connor. That's the last team. But this time it's really different, because after what you see like getting beaten off, then there's gonna see like spinner that begin to find a new win. Because it's just like a little coincidence, because they happened the past 3 weeks, coming in like 10 giveaways and 25 penalties for like 200 yards and lost 3 games. I mean, they included like a double-digit penalties, and we just we need to stop beating ourselves with turnovers, penalties. I mean, when the opportunity is going to be there, we had to make it. I mean, it's going to be like a really upset. We're not doing that right now, but if we got enough leadership, if we got enough mentality, if we got so many guts to put in there on the defense, I think it's going to be like a really short surprise. Most literal. I mean, Aiden O'Connor is suspected for at least another month with a broken thumb, but they're coming off of their talent and take a look at a very trip. But it seems that all the stores that get hurt, something like very little, because there's still like a football left. I mean, it's not over yet, because even though they were not tanking, because they're not trying to lose games to do anything for the future. But if they want to try to be like the best, go for it. Go for it. You gotta play hard. You gotta work hard. I told before, you gotta play with great mentality. So my expectations between for Las Vegas Raiders versus Kansas City Chiefs pretty much are to get it huge. But if Las Vegas Raiders get in an upset against the Chiefs, that'll be like it is only lose of the Allegiant Stadium. But I had to discuss like with a 50-50% about the Raider fans and Kansas City Chiefs fans for the Allegiant Stadium. But if we have one miracle, because if we got one miracle, is an interception or a touchdown even for the fourth quarter, I mean, I'm not going to try to jinx it up. But if we got enough miracle, one only miracle to save enough of this right now, so probably we're getting like very too close. But it's going to be like they're very close enough. But at the last quarter, I just wanted to see like the expectations to turn down the mark, and then we're just gonna end up for like the last minute touchdown.
Listen, this is what I think. I think we're gonna go into Allegiant. We're gonna kick Kansas City's ass. We're gonna sack Mahomes 4 or 5 times.
Okay, I'm down for that part.
We're gonna win 27-6. I think that Mahomes has,
wait. What do you say about you don't do drugs? Did you just say earlier you don't do drugs?
Oh,
I
is that
think
a
you're
blunt?
on it
Hey, I
right
think
now.
that was a blunt he was smoking, not a cigar.
Seriously.
I'm messing with the dream.
Hold on. All right, we got to cut him off. He's talking. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Wow. I thought I was
What is in
talking
that cigar, Scotty? What is in that cigar?
right.
Come on,
You
man.
didn't even pass it. You didn't even pass that shit. That's wrong. Wrong. Wow.
Well,
I thought
even
we were supposed to do
optimistic Omar thinks you're on drugs.
that. He just won. He
Oh
won the
my
award. Now
God.
I'm like, dude, he's grabbed my mantle.
Come
Right?
on, man.
Roddy Waddy,
hey,
optimistic one.
Here's one thing. This is more realistic. Our defense might have a decent game. Patrick Mahomes has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. Now they may get some opportunistic plays. That may be a positive in the game.
All right.
Mhm.
All right, Rafa. Well, thanks for joining. We're going to let you go. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being here every week. We always love your input. You're so much fun to
Peace.
have on. Remember, go subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. We'll see you next time, my friend.
All right, have a good one, folks.
Yeah.
All right, good night.
I think we're gonna lose, but
I've never heard Omar just flat out say that. Wait, we're in year 5 of the show, I think. I've
I
never
reset.
flat out heard
Can
Omar
I get-
say that.
Can I get
As I
things
said
that-
early on, I
Can I
reset.
get hold
my
on. Hold on. Can I get things that Omar has never said before in life for 1,000, Alex?
Yes.
Please, no.
Yes.
Hey, look, I do expect some surprises. The rest of the season, they're going to surprise me. I mean, I'm just calling what I see. I see a team that's not playing well, that's more than likely will lose, but could surprise us. That's it. I mean, that's how I'm going to feel for the rest of the season. Even if they win 2 in a row, I'm still going to feel this way because of what we've seen, all the injuries. I mean, it is what it is right now. I'm going to be cheering for them. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's actually pretty realistic if you think about it. It doesn't seem like we can win a game. So I'd be surprised if we do. So that's actually pretty realistic take.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, like I say, I think one of the things that we can hope for is like a little improvement, so it's a solid game. Can we just not, can we just not turn over the ball? That would be cool to see. You know what I mean? Hey, see a game and we don't have any turnovers. I mean, very measured expectations.
All right, so there are predictions for this Sunday's matchup against the Chiefs. CJ, DM, thanks for finding us. Hopefully you subscribed. But yeah, we are on Monday night, every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And you are always welcome to join the madness. We want everyone to be able to be interactive with the show. And then we are also on every Wednesday at 6 p.m. as well with my other co-host, Chris from Protect the Shield. That's the Spicy Shield Talk. And then look out for spot dates on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. with Mother Moon, and we interview the Raiderettes on that show. So yeah, just keep checking us out. Hit that notification button so you don't miss any show if you want to tap in. Guys, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
It's been a rough ride. Lots of injuries, lots of bad play. I mean, I'm gonna go back to something we said early on. I hope AP doesn't get fired. I hope we can get some continuity. I hope we don't rebuild, but build, because we do. We got a lot to build. So I'm not going to call it a rebuild. I'm going to call it a build that's in place. And I think if everybody comes back and we do something, I think we'll just have to suffer through this season. That's it.
All right, there you go. We'll answer this one question. I think it's pretty obvious, right? Minshew's riding it out. We got little ass boy for the next 10 weeks, unless he gets injured.
Wow.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. Hopefully we get that W. We'll see you next week on Monday Night Madness. And Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way. Raiders!
Fact is, I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in LA. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
I think this journey's the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and starting coaching as a young coach.
We understand what it's about. We understand Raider Nation. We understand Raider love. Since 1966, you guys have been coming to this stadium and you've been rooting this team on to victory. You've seen this team win 3 Super Bowls. You've been here through the ups. You've been here through the downs. But you never waver.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite, and as I always talk about 1% and more is required, and I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
Thanks for watching, Raider Nation. We'll see